like that. I mean, I don't. I mean, that just don't make sense. Did somebody say that they saw him there, like a neighbor or something? I mean, that's.
I don't know.
That's weird.
And I'll read the story again, and if any corrections need to be made, I'll make them tomorrow. But from what I read today, you know, in my quick skimming of these stories to talk about tonight, that's what I gather from it. And it sounded weird to me. Greg Hardy, speaking of domestic violence, guys, Greg Hardy had his appeal heard today. What's the guy's name? Harold Henderson? Yeah, Harold Henderson heard his appeal. The same guy who heard Adrian Peterson's appeal and upheld it. And they're thinking that that's going to be, again, what the situation is going to be. Let me make sure I got this dude's name right. Boom, dude. Harold Henderson. Look at me. Look at me, dude. Remembering. The same arbitrator who upheld the NFL's indefinite suspension of Adrian Peterson. Yeah, dude, this stuff is starting to stick a little bit. I'm proud of myself. I'm getting better. But they're expecting to do the same thing. If he upholds the suspension, they're going to take it to federal court, where then Judge David Doty, hopefully he'll hear it again. And he's the guy who disagreed with Harold Henderson in the Peterson case and shot it back down to him. Was like, nope, you got to find a different reason. You already suspended this dude for 14 games last year, and you're trying to suspend him again indefinitely under a new policy when what he did came under the old policy. And that's what Greg Hardy is going to try to claim as well, that I essentially was suspended last year. You're trying to give me a 25-game suspension. I took 15 last year, and you're trying to give me another 10 this year. You know, even though I was being paid and I was on the commissioner's exempt list or whatever, that new thing is that we just found out about last year that no one had ever heard about before. He's going to claim.
They're making up stuff.
Yeah, that's what the NFL is all about. He's going to claim the same thing that Adrian Peterson did. That, you know, you're trying to double suspend me, basically. And as you see what happened with Adrian Peterson, they didn't even go back to the arbitrator. They was like, all right, you won. Suspension lifted. You're reinstated. They just kind of tucked their tails and was like, all right, we tried, everybody. You know, that's all the NFL really wants. Quiet is kept. That's all they want. They want to keep the public perception that, you know, we're no longer the same NFL that gave Ray Rice two games. We're a new NFL where we give dudes 25 games. What? That's a kind of a jump, isn't it? You know, go from 2 to 25, but so be it. We're the NFL. We do what the hell we want to. And so now when the federal courts come back and say, no, you can't do that, it's like, well, it wasn't us. You want to get mad at somebody? Get mad at the feds. Judge Doty. Get mad at him. And they kind of just wash their hands of it. They don't care. Because let's keep it real. The NFL wants Adrian Peterson on the field. He's awesome. You know what I mean? They want guys like Greg Hardy on the field. They just don't want the blood on their hands. That's all that's about. They just don't want people looking at them like, oh my God, the NFL loves wife beaters. Because, of course, that's what that means. You know, giving Ray Rice a 2-game suspension means that they love people who knock their wives out in hotel elevators. Yeah. And as the Ginger Hammer would do, or Fidel Goodell, as my dude Poppy would say, he caved and was like, you know what? That wasn't enough. And now that I've seen the tape, it wasn't enough for someone to tell me that a man knocked a woman unconscious and drug her lifeless body into a hallway. It wasn't enough for somebody to tell me that. I got extra appalled when I actually saw it. Yeah, get the hell out of here, dude. No, you don't even have to be descriptive about it. You can use the least amount of words possible. Like, you could leave all the adjectives out or whatever, adverbs or whatever they are. I failed English a couple of times, so whatever they are, you'll understand by this example. If you just say, man punch woman unconscious, you just say that without even being a complete sentence, I can devise the picture of what happened. You see what I'm saying? You don't got to go into no detail. You just tell me that happened. Rob,
you punch her in the
woman,
knocked her out, right.
Unconscious. That's 4 words, and I understand exactly what happened. This dude knocked her out. Case closed. You ain't gotta show me no video. I'm cool. That's like if you tell me, like, Mike, I'm watching porn. All right, I know exactly what porn is. I don't need an example. I mean, not that I wouldn't, be like, hey, what channel are you on? But just in case I'm not by the TV, I understand exactly what you're talking about. I don't have to see it to know.
Right.
Porn is porn. Someone getting knocked out is somebody getting knocked out every day of the week. Yeah, like these dudes are ridiculous, man. And I'll say it, and I'll keep saying it until I'm blue in the face. And that's going to be hard to do, as black as I am. If you don't want these dudes, the people who are standing on tables and beating tables about, how terrible the domestic violence situation is in the NFL, those people, just tell me right away that you shouldn't be able to play anymore. You shouldn't be employed anymore by the National Football League if you're accused. Not if you're convicted, but if you're accused of any domestic violence situation. Say that, and then let's have that conversation. But no one's brave enough to do it, so we continue to be the dogs that chase our tails. Like, he did something wrong. Now let's crucify him. But he still deserves a second chance. Which one is it? Is it A or B? Which one is it? But whatever. Rob mentioned earlier, and I said we were going to get to it. Paying off the tees. Look at me, boy. Look at me, dog. Paying off the tees. Like an hour later. Colin Kaepernick. Do you have it in front of you, Rob? Because it's somewhere buried in my notes. You have it?
I have the actual tweet.
Yeah.
The apology. I got it right.
The Instagram and all that kind of stuff of Colin Kaepernick. Apparently, in our new society in 2015, tweeting or Instagramming about something is just as bad, if not worse, as actually doing that particular something. You know what I mean? Like me tweeting about a storm in Houston is apparently 10 times worse than the actual storm that killed people. We're a ridiculous society, and guess what? This world is run by idiots, cuz. And I'm gonna tell you exactly how I know this. The next time you see that Fiat commercial, the little bitty BMW car, the commercial where these four dudes or four people in the car and they're late for work or wherever they are, and then the Fiat jumps over a moving train or jumps onto a moving train and jumps off of it, and they show up at work and they're like, "We're on time now." At the end of the commercial, it says, "This is not real" or something. "Please do not try this at home." You know who they're talking to? Idiots. They have to do that because idiots will try it. They're not talking to regular people like me and you, because idiots run the world. We have to do all these stupid things to protect idiots companies have to protect themselves from idiots, because some dude tries it and dies, and his family says, "You know what? You didn't tell us not to do that. You didn't tell us not to jump our 84 Hyundai Excel over a train." I mean, what do you mean? It's the same body style as a Fiat. My 95 Hyundai, same thing, ain't it? Of course it is. My Volkswagen Rabbit from 1994 with the boom in the back. God, man, people are such idiots. Anyway, you got the Kaepernick situation.
Yeah. Well, originally what he put on Instagram, he uses the hashtag 7storm coming.
Right.
And
referring to himself as the storm. Like he's telling people, "I'm getting ready for the season." All right, go ahead.
Exactly. And so he put up a picture on his Instagram of some cars that were flooded out in Houston as a result of the storms that went through there Monday. What was that? Monday night? Well, all Monday, Sunday and Monday. And so his comment was, "I warned you, the 7th storm was coming." Hashtag Houston. And everybody was all up in rage about it. I mean,
because apparently his hashtag is what made the storm. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, get over yourself. By the way, too, I don't know if you saw the meme of Steph Curry that people from Houston made. The meme of him of the fall he took the other day. Like someone cut it out, and they made it look like some people from Houston was throwing him off a bridge, and at the bottom it said, "We are Houston."
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
But then Kaepernick came back on Twitter after he deleted the Instagram, and here he is. "I'm so sorry about my insensitive post earlier today. I didn't fully understand how many people are struggling in Houston right now, and I feel horrible. My prayers are with everyone there."
Yeah, that was the second apology because he had like a short one before that. He had one that was like,
no,
right, it was like, my bad. Right.
Yeah.
The first one was like, my bad, y'all, and to me that's acceptable. I'll approve. My bad. But then somebody who is a lot probably more well spoken and well versed in being a douchebag apologist said, you know what, Colin, we need to make an official statement, and this is what it needs to sound like. Type this, or give me your phone. I'll type it. Like, come on, man. Let's God. Now here's where it really gets seedy. The mayor of Houston. He's like, well, if he's really sorry, he'll put his money where his mouth is. Oh, okay. That'll make him extra sorry then if he gave some loot in the recovery area. Come on, man. The president already didn't he sign like $58 million? To the recovery efforts. So if Colin Kaepernick give you another 100,000, that's gonna make you. Well, come on, man. We gotta be better. We gotta be better, man. Like, that can't be the thing all the time. Somebody tweets something. It's like, oh my God, the world is ending. Colin Kaepernick hashtag something. It's like, are we that? First of all, are we that sensitive and that stupid? You know what I mean? There was a time in this country, man, where it was sticks and stones, man. We grew up in that. We got tougher with that, man. And Rob will tell you, I'm not that guy. I'm not back in the day. He's more of that. Rob, you're more of that guy than I am. But I understand what a character builder is, man. And we teach our kids, man, that someone talking about your tennis shoes is the end of your world. Like, when I hear about a fifth grader committing suicide, what the hell?
Yeah.
What?
Different times. Yeah, different times. Because, when we were growing up, it was all about Johnny.
Yeah. If you got yours today, you came back tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't even matter. Like,
sometimes you get a little extra mad and a fight might break out. But then, that was par for the course. Yeah. Man, oh, man, it ain't them. It ain't the kids, man. It's the parents, man.
Parents, right.
Them, it's us.
The whole bullying thing, and I mean, like, all of that is just kind of got outrageous.
Dude, one day,
because bullying, like when I think about bullying, I think about a bully, right? I think about a specific person that everybody knows that's that's the bully, or who, whatever. That's the bad kid, Like when we were growing up, it was probably like the Shaws, like, oh yeah, the whole family, they all bullies, I'm just saying, but that's because those boys would fight you. You know what I'm saying? You went you didn't ever think that Joni was bullying. You know what I'm saying? To somebody, just
why? Because everyone could do it. Like everyone couldn't fight, but everybody could join.
And everybody still can.
Yeah. Don't tell these people that. Dude, one day, it was a couple years ago, I'm watching Oprah, right? And they're talking about this whole cyberbullying thing, and I'm confused because it was new at the time, and I was like, what the hell does that even mean? Yeah. Cyberbullying?
When I'm talking about you on the internet, right. Like I just can't turn my computer off.
Right.
So just turn the computer off.
As the episode goes on, I'm understanding what they're talking about. And I'm like, hold on. So some people in this country got computers that won't log off? Is that what's happening? Like you have a computer that must stay on. You can't turn it off no matter what? Because that must be what the case is.
No, it's like in the horror movies, where they'll turn it off and then it turns back on by itself. And then it'll be like a monster turn. Yeah, Freddy talking to you, Freddy looking through the TV screen.
So I'm like, what kind of computer these people had? And then I heard it. I heard the thing that's going to stick. It's been branded into my brain forever and ever and ever. This white dude whose daughter committed suicide based on this cyberbullying thing, right? He said this. And because of his circumstances, no one was going to give him the what the hell? No one was going to do that. And I'm going to tell you what he said. He said, Oprah, I'm here to tell you, cyberbullying is way worse than regular bullying. I was like, wait, what? I was like, Oprah, aren't you going to call BS on this? What's happening right now? I said, you know what? There's a great experiment to test out that theory. This is what I'll do, sir. You start typing bad things to me on my phone. Like, just start texting me the worst things you can. And while you're doing that, I'll just start punching you in your face over and over again. And you tell me when it's all said and done, which one is worse? Are you effing kidding me? Cyberbullying is way worse than regular bullying. Then you hadn't really witnessed that then, sir. You haven't witnessed it at all. Like, my niece called me the other day. I'm asking her about school and everything, right? He's like, yeah, I was